invite
You're
you
transmitting
to
already.
participate in Sunday matinee so that you can pitch and explain about the potential iPhone application iHeart, right? iHeart Poetics.
That's correct. I have poetics.
So, would you like to explain us how the project originated, and perhaps show us the little video from the site?
Well, sure. Are you looking at my screen, or am I sharing my screen with you, or are we just looking at? Are you seeing my video of just me?
Hold on.
I'm just wondering how.
You can share, if you share your screen, then we see your video.
Okay. I see. So you want me to show the video?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, first tell me how did the project originate?
The project originated with my work with what I call these mutable texts. The main idea being I'm writing poetic text and fabricating it into these four mostly large-scale magnets on steel or canvas that has magnetic paint on it. My interest there was just the sort of flexibility of language and how people take it into their hands and make it their own, especially the text that I write and then sort of release into these installations. And then all of this was physical. I did typewriting versions on small magnets and steel frames and performance sort of text creation with myself in an installation. And eventually I kind of started thinking about how to take all those physical ideas and the way I saw the work moving when people worked with it themselves. So I started designing this software version. And that's slowly become this iPhone app that I want to build, and I'm starting a Kickstarter about.
So, how did you find out about Kickstarter, or why did you choose it as a means of making your project feasible?
It actually took me a while to get around to Kickstarter because I knew about this crowdsourcing idea going on with a lot of different sites, but I thought I sort of had it in my head that I would either make the money or the funding myself and just pay for it as I worked on it, or somehow I would either find a person in the art world or get a grant to fund it. And I sort of hit a wall where I talked to a few people. Some people didn't understand it. Some people wanted to do it, but wanted it as a finished artwork, before it was done, after it was done. And I just woke up one day and thought it would be interesting to try this as this crowdsourcing idea, which is pretty much any people out there in the world that are interested in this project. I just work really hard to present the idea, and then people support it in these different levels. So it's a total experiment for me.
So what is that? Explain this idea of crowdsourcing.
Well, with the way Kickstarter works is you have an idea, and then you make a video, an outline in text in any way you can, this type of idea that you want to develop and why you need people's help. And you can present what they call rewards, which is levels of support people can offer you in financial terms. But for each financial level, the person, they call a backer, then receives whatever you offer them. In my case, I'm offering different artworks. As many as possible, I'm trying to relate the artwork to this work in poetics that I'm making, so that people receive something unique, but it's also related to the product I want to make more of, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Would you like to show us the video that you uploaded in Kickstarter?
Yeah, totally. Let's do the share screen, right? Are you getting that?
Not yet. I still see you.
Select the screen to share. Click start. Well, it seems to not want to do it. Yeah.
Doesn't want to do the share screen?
Well, I say share screen, and it says press start. And then it does a little progress bar, and then drops out.
And shit.
Shit. Show it on yours.
No. The thing is that I don't want to. How do you say that? Like, no, it's going. Cool, great.
Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, let's let the fun begin. Hi there, my name is Seth Carnes, an artist based in New York City. I have a passion for poetry, and I'd like to design full poetry app that merges text and photography. Okay. Words can be written and then change over time. Our Poetics app is a merger of, pen and ink. You have your notebook and you have your image maker in one with the iPhone. When you're on the street, you should be able to pull out your phone, shoot a picture, write something, that's meaningful or sort of captures the moment, and save it, send it, or change it later.
My name is Sebastian Agneset. I do many different projects, from music to poetry to installations. I love the idea of iHeart, where you're able to directly write on the photograph. It's poetry in the biggest sense. It's not just words. It's not just images. It's typos and that.
I call them poetic, and what it really is an image and mutable text. Text that is movable and changeable. It doesn't need to be set to start. You need to take an image of this of the canvas right here. Just take a picture of the canvas. Bring in your text. In the paint. You can bring in a new image if you want. Drag the words where you want them. Change any word. And when you're ready, you can share it. Here are a few examples of what will be possible.
I'm a poet and artist and directing curator of Bookland. People inherently understand that language is mutable. People want to move those words around. People want to make language their own. iHeart Poetics really just gives us a tool, and importantly, a tool that combines image and text. So it's kind of like having, an entire production studio in your hand. And then you can get to that one stage where you're like, wow, this is great. This image text piece on my little device here, I'm sharing with everybody. And then tomorrow, you can change it all again.
So in order to... It's a bit commercial, as you can see, but the idea is to sort of use the language of Apple ads and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
Communicate it on this site.
No, but it's a great website. And can you tell us a little bit of about the different levels or pledges?
Are you still looking at the screen here?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
This was an interesting thing to try to develop here. They called it pledge levels, so I had to think about different ways of work that people could buy pretty much to support it, but still have it be where, a lot of these Kickstarters, I think, have kind of, I don't know, it's almost like you're winning prizes and then you get the T-shirt or you get the mug, which I didn't really want to do. So I just thought of artwork that people would get for each level. So, here you just get the app. If you pledge $10, the application is yours with no cost and all the functionality open. And if you do $25, you get a letterpress poem. They look like this. Oh, I guess they're not here. I can show you right down here. So what I'm doing is I'm sort of developing the work. This is new. It's new work for me. I haven't really done so much of these poetic text on top of images. So I just am making as much as I can. And while I'm doing it, I just thought, well, maybe I'll make these into some cards people can buy with the pledge. And I send it to them. And then there are these prints from Art We Love right here. And I did all these 8x8 inch editions on this watercolor, really nice art paper. And they were nice enough to sort of donate the part of the print run for Kickstarter, which is really interesting because they run this sort of print house on the internet and Kickstarter's on the internet, and so it's like, I don't know, it's sort of just moving around. And it goes on, and I want to make this book. This is a good thing probably to see. So this is a mock-up I'm doing of a book, and it's sort of a work in progress. So this one being a poem where I'm pulling the text to the one side and then images to the other. So normally this would be on top of an image that people could move around, but here I want to print the book, and this is something people will get if they subscribe to that level. And these shots, this is over in Long Island City. I just go around with my iPhone and shoot photography and write these little minimal poems. This was Occupy Wall Street, going through Soho, and I wrote that because I've been going down there to check out what's going on. So that's about it. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. No, it's clear. No,
okay.
And how much money do you need in order to make the project a reality?
Too much. It's all based on how much programming costs, which apparently is a lot. The minimum goal is $19,000, which allows me to work with a developer and build all the code inside the iPhone and get to the point where it gets released on the Apple Store.
Oh, and one more question. Why is there a limited amount of days, actually?
Yeah, you just pick, you sort of pick out of a hat how many days you want it to run. And so I sort of picked it to end after Christmas. And there are all kinds of different strategies that I saw on the internet about why you do it, how long, I don't know. I just picked it for about a month.
Okay, and how is it going so far?
Well, as you can see, I think it's
4
days.
Sorry.
You can see.
I see it.
$500. I'm 2% backed. And so I don't know. I think it's going good. People are really excited about it.
Yeah, it is, because you still have 32 days to go, and well, I think it can be possible. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's really interesting. I mean, especially it's for me, it's a totally new way of this crowdsourcing concept. When you told me, I was like, huh? What? A new concept to learn this week. But it's really, it's definitely people are trying to find alternative ways of funding.
Yeah, I would encourage anyone out there watching. I think it's a really interesting way to fundraise. At the same time, one sort of caveat I've noticed is while you fundraise, it's a mass medium,
Yeah, totally.
So it's great in the sense that anyone in the world can sort of support you, and also I think it has some limitations because if you look at Kickstarter, a lot of the projects are really wonderful, but they're also sort of poppy and product oriented. So, but there's plenty. There's just everything under the sun. So it's a pretty interesting new style of supporting creativity.
Great. So can you shift the camera towards you again?
Oh, yeah, sure. I know how to do that. As everyone can see, I'm not the best Skyper.
No, but it really, it's working, so.
Okay.
No, thank you very much, and I hope that you want to do something else the coming days, either next weekend or the weekend after.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So maybe you have the chance to do like your own thing instead of pitching your work. But it's really, really interesting. I'm glad. I'll put the video on my blog if you don't mind. So you have the link as well.
Great.
Cool.
Thanks to you for having me.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.